They use silence to punish you. Now the silence is destroying them. They knew exactly what they were doing when they ignored you. The cold replies, the disappearing act, the sudden emotional distance after argument. They understood how deeply silence affected you. And that is why they kept using it every moment you became anxious, every time you questioned yourself, every night you stayed awake trying to understand what changed. It made them feel powerful. They thought silence would keep you emotionally attached forever. And for a while, maybe it worked. Maybe you chased conversations that should have happened naturally. Maybe you apologized just to restore peace even when you were hurting. Maybe you carried the emotional weight of the relationship while they stayed emotionally unavailable and distant. But eventually, something inside you became exhausted. You grew tired of begging for communication, tired of explaining yourself over and over again, tired of shrinking yourself emotionally just to avoid being ignored. Slowly, you stopped reacting the way they expected. And that is when everything started shifting, because silence only works when the other person is emotionally panicking. The moment you stopped chasing, their control started weakening. The moment you accepted the distance instead of fearing it, the silence stopped feeling powerful to them. Now, they are the ones trapped inside the silence they created. At first, they expected you to come back. They believed you would eventually break emotionally and reopen conversations. But as time passed, they started noticing something uncomfortable. You were becoming calmer, stronger, more emotionally peaceful without the confusion they constantly brought into your life. That realization affected them more than they expected, because now the silence no longer feels like control. It feels uncertain, heavy, uncomfortable. They keep wondering if you still care, if somebody else now has your attention, or if they finally pushed you too far this time. The same silence they once used to punish you is now forcing them to face themselves instead. Now, there is no emotional reaction feeding their ego. No desperate messages reassuring them they still have access to your heart. No emotional chaos distracting them from their own behavior. Just distance and the painful reality that they may lost someone who genuinely cared. Deep down, they feel your energy changed. No, deep down, they actually feel your energy changed. You no longer seemed emotionally dependent on their attention. You learned how to protect your peace instead of begging for basic communication. You finally understood that healthy love should never feel like emotional punishment every time conflict happens. That awareness changed everything between you. Now, the silence they once weaponized is becoming difficult for them to carry, because for the first time they are experiencing for the first time They are experiencing what emotional absence truly feels like when they no longer control the outcome. And sometimes that becomes the consequence they never saw coming. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe to this channel if you're new here, and to my returning subscribers, I say a very big thank you to you all for always sticking and staying by.